looking through my notes right now.
Yeah, that's all you got. You're lame tonight, man.
If Matt had kids, we would have so much more to talk about.
Yeah, because he's not a dad. That's true. You should get a dog and pretend like you're a dog dad, and then we could talk about that.
That's my favorite thing to do. Like I used to have a dog, and like when someone like had a newborn, I'd be like, oh, I know, I have a dog.
Yeah.
Just to piss them off.
That's amazing. That's good. I love that. I know exactly what
Sasha pooped in her crate last night. I get it. I was up all night.
Barked all night long. That dog.
Josh, how old are your boys?
10 and 8.
Do they still pee like on the floor and on the seat and shit like that?
Dude, yes. The wall, like all over the wall. I'll come in, my oldest, like it sprays onto the wall. They don't pee on the wall. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in the bathroom or like just in the living room?
In the bathroom. In the bathroom.
Oh,
They're not savages. They make it into the room.
Yeah, they make it into their room. Yeah.
I thought you were just talking like randomly.
No, my kids, they pee out in the backyard. They'll just like literally, instead of coming into my room and going to the bathroom or going to the spare bathroom, they open up the back door and pee out in the yard, like literally straight through in the morning. I know, there's nothing wrong with it.
My 4-year-old peed on the concrete the other day, and I'm like, in the backyard, I'm like, hey, dude, not on the concrete. Right. I mean, 80% of it had splattered up all over him. But the crazy part is, and I had forgotten this, but when you're a little kid, I don't know if you were like this, but I was like this. Like going to the bathroom is a pain in the ass. So you do it as fast as you can.
Yes.
You run in there, you fucking just pee, you just pull your dick out. You're already peeing as you're pulling it out. Pee goes everywhere. You kind of you rip some toilet paper and you act like you're cleaning it up, and then you fucking run out.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a nuisance to go to the bathroom when you were playing sports. You just be like, not that you were playing sports, Sevan, you were probably doing, whatever you were doing. But, I know exactly what you're saying.
I'd have to get back to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, right.
Truth. So my 4-year-olds, I don't know how I'm going to break them of this, but they're at the perfect height where they can rest their cock and ball. They lift up both toilet seats, and then they rest their cock and balls right on the lip, and then and they like don't hold their dick or anything. And I'm just like, first of all, you should never touch that part of the toilet seat. I want to vomit. Right. I want to vomit when I go in there. When I see that. And I tell them, I said, you cannot let any part of your body touch the toilet, especially your penis and your balls, your cock and balls. But then on top of that, there's just pee everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. I almost feel like making them sit down. Like, no, fuck you. You haven't graduated.
Going to the bathroom is as when you have children, it is like an ordeal. It's a thing. And when you go out to public, the kids want to go to the bathroom. No, it doesn't matter. It's weird because at the house, right, they don't want to go to the bathroom. But when you go in public, they want to go into the bathroom. So I had my kids at this museum in St. Louis. It was it's like the Children's Museum or something like that, or City Museum. It's downtown. It's basically like a museum where you can play kind of thing, right? There's climbing structures or whatever. It's really cool, actually. But my oldest is like, I got to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay, here we go. I'm like giving him the pep talk as we walk in. I'm like, Jack, don't touch anything. I don't want you to put your hands anywhere. I don't want you to touch anything. Like nothing. Nothing that's clean in this thing. It's very, very dirty. Okay. And so as we're walking in, he like turns the corner and he's kind of running for some reason. And I'm like, hey, slow down and don't touch anything. I'm not even kidding, man. He slips as he's like walking into the urinal. He slips and his like whole head and hands and everything reach into the urinal, and he's like holding himself up with the urinal. I was dying. I'm like, oh my God.
It's like a Will Ferrell movie.
I wanted to like throw up immediately. I'm like, your whole face just landed in that urinal. Oh, it was so gross. So gross. Oh, I'm like,
do you have one of those little porta potties in your car?
No, but yes, let's go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Is this a thing?
No.
So yes, it is. So for like 25, when you have kids, you buy this little plastic like toilet, Matt, and you put it in all your bathrooms so that when your kids go in there, they can sit down and pee. And then you pick, and then it's like 2 pieces. It's a little plastic bucket that sits in a plastic chair, and then you take the plastic bucket out, you pour the piss in the toilet, and then you clean it all up. Well, my kids are always peeing, so I keep one in the van, right? They're like, so whenever you go anywhere, they can go to the bathroom. So one morning, after having 3 cups of coffee, we're at the skate park. God, I hope no one makes it to this part of the podcast. We get to the skate park, and all 3 of my boys are in the van, and I had 3 cups of coffee, and I feel some growling, like, oh shit, I gotta take a deuce. I gotta take a deuce. So there's nowhere to take a deuce, so I'm tripping. So I close the van door and I jump in there and I squeeze my fat ass into the seat. My kids are like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I got to take a shit in here." So one of my kids, poor Ari, he's wearing a Batman mask. And as I'm shitting my kid, and it's a toxic dump. It's like, it's like one of those emergency ones that smells atrocious, like poison, like plastic burning. And my kids start saying, "We're going to throw up. We're going to throw up." And I'm ignoring them. I'm like, "What do you mean you're going to throw up?" And all of a sudden, I look over and there's vomit coming out of the Batman mask. and my oldest son's yelling at me, telling me what a shitty dad I am for making her shit in the car. He's like, "You're so bad. You can't poop in here when we're in here." I'm like, "Dude, I had no choice."
Oh my God. The vomit coming out of the Batman mask is the best part.
And so I evacuated the van as quickly as I can. That's the only time I've ever shit in the van. But now if they start acting bad, I say that. Like if I'm telling them, "Hey, get in your seats and buckle up," and if they're moving slow, I'm like, "Hey, I'll take a shit in here," and they like start panicking and start buckling up.
Oh my God, it's so amazing.
Do you just throw that bucket seat out? Like just start driving down the highway, just throw it out the window?
That's the most docile I've ever heard Matt. He's like, question over here. What do you do with the poop?
It's tossed out the window.
No,